When you're a business and you need to quote out a project for a customer and you do all your internal, like it's going to take this many hours, this much material if applicable, this much time, and you figure out what your costs are going to be, do a markup, and then you send the quote. How many of you are actually costing things to that job in your accounting system? That's the piece that I see missing so often, is that you have a quote process, but you're not doing any sort of checking of how accurate that quote was, because you can estimate that you're going to have a 40% margin, say, on a project. But then if you don't ever go and compile all of the costs for that project and look at what your actuals came in at, you don't know if you're chronically underestimating your costs. And if you're not breaking out your costs by project and everything just gets lumped into, labor and materials and all that, but it's not by project, you could be much less profitable than you are estimating you're going to be, but you won't be able to pinpoint where it is that you're going over. Maybe it's just one job that blew your profit margins for everything. You don't know until you've looked at the actuals. Sales is usually pretty good at doing those estimates because you can kind of pull them out of the air, right? They're not based on anything besides what you think it's going to take. And as we know, in business, in anything, what you plan for and what actually happens can be so different. So if you don't have a system in place to be able to capture those costs, and not just direct costs, but the time tracking, if you have to hire contractors for the job, or even your full-time people, how much time they're spending on that project when they could be doing other things as well. So you need to have a system in place to accurately capture every single cost that goes into executing a project, to see how well you estimated it. Because you could have a huge project and you can estimate low, and it takes so much more resources than you think it's going to. You don't have that end of project breakdown debrief showing exactly how much it cost. You don't know your lessons learned on that project, and if you should be significantly increasing your price for a similar project going forward. So those are the type of things that I like to look at when I'm digging into someone's books. That's the kind of system I like to set up as well for clients, to make sure that you're setting yourself up for long-term success. And a great quote process is necessary. It's great. But if you don't know what those actuals are, you could be making mistakes along the way, and you won't have a way of identifying where those mistakes were and where you need to be correcting them.